Hello, but this is X here. Welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Yu-Gi-Oh ban list, which comes into effect on the 30th of March. So let's start it off here. The first change that you can notice is, not all of them, Magic Unicorn Kirin. Now this, personally in my opinion, deserves to be forbidden. I mean, it's an exceptionally powerful card. You select one pendulum monster in your monster zone and one monster your opponent controls, return them both to the hand. Really powerful, especially if the card you're sending back as a pendulum, so you can very easily get it back on the field if you haven't already summoned this turn, for example. So again, very one which I think deserves it. Then a bit further down the list we have the Tyrant Neptune. I actually never heard of this card before doing research into this. So it's a very interesting card, and to be honest, it looks like, in my personal opinion, that he does deserve the ban. Essentially, you attribute this card by attributing any amount of monsters, but the more you tribute, the more attack and defense it gets. That's not why I believe it's banned. The reason I believe it is banned is when it's summoned, you can select an effect monster in the graveyard and specials and use its effect. Insanely powerful, especially if you can get something to the graveyard really quick, which has got an amazing effect on it. There's going to be some shenanigans on that one. So the last one that is now forbidden, can't use anymore. Vanity's Emptiness. Essentially, this card prevents anybody from special summoning monsters to the field, which is unbelievably powerful card against certain types of decks. Cosmo is a good example. Completely annihilates the deck if you use Vanity's Emptiness, and a lot of decks nowadays will rely on special summoning. So again, was limited, so could use it, not anymore. So if we move on down, next we have Maxx has gone down to 1 only. So it was semi-limited at 2, and they've now limited it to 1. It is going to affect a number of different decks which rely on that draw power, but again, in my personal opinion, excuse me, a very warranted limit as it can be, to say, really powerful. So the next card we have, which has also gone to limited, which was forbidden, so we have got this card back, is Rescue Cat. You can send this card to the graveyard, special summon 2 level 3 or lower beast type monsters from your deck, but then effects negated and destroyed during the end phase. Personally, in my opinion, I can see sort of what obviously you know why it's banned, because you can get multiple monsters out in one turn. But again, is it really relevant in today's meta? Possibly not, which is why they brought it back in. But yet again, I'm sure somebody could think of some shenanigans to do with one of these. So next one which we've got back is Bionic Dragon of the Ice Barrier. So this one, you discard any number of cards to the graveyard and target the same amount of cards your opponent controls and return them back to the hand. So this card essentially clears your opponent's field. Again, nowadays this could be very easily negated by a huge range of different cards. But I say, a new card that we can now use. The next one, which I really like, is Brain Control. Now I know this can be really easily negated, but it's still 800 life points. Take one of your opponent's monsters. Really good card. Again, obvious why it was banned. Reason to bring it back? I'm not sure personally, because I believe that this is gonna cause some problems for some decks. So again, a really useful card to have in many decks. Next up, we have Future Fusion, which is a very interesting one to me. Because I know we've just had that that new, I can't remember its name, that squid fusion monsters come out, which is essentially just 2 tuna monsters for like 1900 attack, which is insane. Again, this thing can be used in so many different combos. You can select the material from your extra deck, send the ones to the graveyard, and special summon those materials back into the field using some sort of trap or monster effect, and then still get the monster onto the field. Amazingly powerful. So again, a lot of shenanigans going to be going on with that deck. And next we have a card which was forbidden and is now limited. So we have this card back, which is Imperial Order. This card essentially prevents your opponent from using any spell cards. Nowadays there are only a limited number of decks which use a lot of spell card in their deck, or spell card heavy, if you will. So again, this could be damaging against certain decks, such as Spellbooks, I believe will be a massive one if somebody uses this against them. But again, quite a lot of other decks, it won't do much damage to them. So cards which are now semi-limited. We have the Wisdom of Magician, which is one of the original Pendulum monsters. We have one of the Zodiac Rapier, getting tongue-tied, which is now semi-limited. And then we have Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, which has also gone to 2. Now this is the big one in my personal opinion. Sanguine, no longer on the list, which means you can have 3 of these in the deck. But of course, it is going to be the new, should I say, you know, sort of new effect where it goes to your hand instead of a special summoning it. So that's the effect that one is going to use. And again, there's gonna be some shenanigans going on with that. But again, say what is it, 1,000, 1,500 or less. There's not many decks which have a lot of those cards in. So again, it's reasonable for it to come back. But the 3, we have to see what happens when that comes to 3 and people use it in the decks and absolutely Shrek. Or it might not do anything. We'll see. So that is the new ban list for you. Everything else remains the same. There is nothing else that has changed. The only thing, disappointment, Pot of Greed. Still forbidden. Well, probably will be forever. That was a joke. Okay, so if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to punch the like button, leave a comment down below, of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter. Link down below as always. So that's been say, thank you so much for watching this video. I've been X-Killer. I shall see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video.